If you are struggling to find vendors, then this is the video you need to watch because I am going to be spilling the tea on how you can find a vendor for your boutique. So let's get it. Hey Hustle Babes, I'm Chanel the Brand Hustler, and this is a channel for all of my Hustle Babes who are interested in gaining insight on the entrepreneur journey while learning essential marketing and business tips for their brand. If that sounds like you, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and join the Hustle Babe community. Today's video is one that I am super excited about because I know one of the biggest challenges when you are just starting your boutique, whether that's clothes, shoes, accessories, whatever, it is always the dreaded process of finding a vendor. I talk to coaching clients on a daily, and I also created a vendor video last year in January or February that has done amazing. People are still watching it to this day, so I know this is a topic that you guys need help with. So I decided to do another vendor video because it's been literally over a year since I did the last one, and I wanted to come with some refreshed content, right, about finding vendors. So in today's video, I am going to be sharing with you the 7 ways that you can find vendors for your boutique. But before we get into this video, I do have a special announcement, so let's go ahead and roll that clip. The eHustle Club is an impactful group filled with ambitious women who are serious about growing their business and expanding their brands. Each and every month, we host new classes on branding, marketing, and entrepreneurship. We also have guest speakers who visit us, a dashboard filled with bonus resources, chances to win prizes, and much more. If you're interested in a group that unites resources and accountability to propel your business growth, then join the eHustle Club today and get your first month for only $15. Just click the link in the description box and use the code YouTube. A quick disclaimer before I get into these 7 ways that you can find vendors. This video isn't a video that's intended to just name drop a bunch of videos. This video is to give you the strategy behind finding vendors, right? But I will be doing a video on different vendors that I love, like my favorites, and I'm also going to be giving you tips and tricks when it comes to working with vendors to get the best price and also to get custom product. So if you're interested in those topics, you definitely want to subscribe and hit the notification bell because that video drops next, okay? Now let's get into today's video. Number 1, the way that I love to find vendors is through a site called Alibaba.com. Now, if you've heard of this site, sometimes we have it's just common for you to just think bad quality because you immediately associate it with China because of the whole AliExpress thing. And yes, Alibaba is owned by the same parent company, but AliExpress and Alibaba isn't necessarily the same thing at all. And in reality, Alibaba is like a worldwide website. And here's what I mean by that, right? So I got the chance to meet some of the Alibaba executives in 2019, right? And what I learned was that 1, they were on a mission to add vendors from each country, including the United States. And in 2020, they wanted to add manufacturers from the United States, but COVID, so they weren't able to execute that fully. So I believe they're working on that now. But the point is, they have manufacturers from places like Turkey, Italy, France. It's not just China, right? And personally, I have absolutely nothing against using a Chinese manufacturer because 90% of the stuff we use every day comes from China anyway. But just in case you are, you have your preference and you don't want to use a Chinese manufacturer, you can find manufacturers from other places on Alibaba because they don't just carry Chinese manufacturers. And I feel like a lot of people make that mistake and they don't even think to check there. And Alibaba is literally like a secret pot of gold, okay? I was on Alibaba the other day and I found an Italian vendor that specializes in real calfskin leather products. Like these are the products that you're buying from your designers, like Louis Vuitton and Prada. These are where they're getting, like, this is what they're using for their product, that genuine leather, right? That calfskin leather. This is what they're using for their product. And I found a vendor on Alibaba that creates those leather goods. So imagine if you were to pay him or her or their team X amount of dollars, let's say it was $80 to create a bag, and then you were able to flip that bag and charge $500 for it and position yourself as a higher end kind of designer-like boutique. Like, it's very possible for you to come out with your own designer line. But that's just a thought to think about. So make sure that you check out Alibaba.com. In this example, I utilize the word manufacturer. So I want to take a second just to tell you the difference in vendors, because sometimes we generalize vendors and people don't know that they're actually different types of vendors. So you have this umbrella of vendors, and within that umbrella of vendors, there are two main types of vendors, right? You have your manufacturers and your distributors. Your distributor is kind of like a third party who just gives you stuff in bulk, right? So they don't necessarily make the product. Whereas your manufacturer is the company that makes and produces that product. And with your manufacturer, you can get away with certain custom options or just tweaking stuff overall because you're working directly with the company that makes the product. Hint the word manufacturer. Number 2. So this is by far the easiest but most overlooked way that you can find vendors. And that way is by checking your closet, y'all. So check your clothes. I cannot tell you how many vendors I am able to find by just checking the tags on my outfits. So if you usually shop with bigger companies, bigger brands like Fashion Nova or something like that, I don't know if it's because they just process so many orders or if it's because they have certain like negotiations with these vendors to keep their tags in their products. But I get, out of every order, when I order from Fashion Nova, I get at least 3 of those items has the vendor's tag on it. So I advise you to check your closet, because 9 times out of 10, if you buy a certain type of style from a store or even from multiple stores, they probably have the same vendor, right? And if you already like the way that product looks, right, and you tend to buy things that look like that product, and you look at the tag and you realize that those products have the same vendor, then you may have found a vendor that fits your style perfectly, and there's no need for you to go and buy a vendor list or no need for you to even do extensive research because you already got the answer, right? Just to show you that I am not kidding, this is something that I bought from Giddy, and as you can see, the tag right there says Good Time, and that stands for Good Time USA. I can't remember what store I bought this from. This says Good Time as well. And so there's a trend where I have a bunch of Good Time items. So if I were to start a boutique, Good Time USA is probably one of the vendors that I would utilize. But there's a bunch of different clothes that have the label in them. This jacket right here is from American Bazzi, and this jacket is so cute, y'all. And if I have pictures in these items, I'll put them on the screen. But now you know you need to check your closet because you could be missing out on vendors that's right there in your home, literally. Number 3 is to visit shopping districts. So these are basically a group of different stores that exist in different cities, right? And so, for example, in LA, they have a major fashion district that people always want to fly and visit to. And basically, you get to go store to store buying or ordering these items in bulk. You have to prove that you have like your reseller's permit and certain things like that. If you're wondering where I got my Black Queen mauve t-shirt from, I got it from mingcosmetics.com. So make sure you head over to her website and support this Black female boss. that, but once you get the pass, you're able to go store to store. But a lot of people don't know that LA isn't the only place that has a fashion district. So for example, in Atlanta, we have something called America's Mart, which is a building downtown. They take up a couple of floors of it, and you can literally go to a bunch of different vendors within that building and shop for things in bulk and even order for the seasons to come. In Georgia as well, there's an area called Buford Highway where there are a lot of different accessory stores. There's some clothing and lingerie stores that are wholesaling to retailers, right? Which you are a retailer if you're buying for your boutique. And so that is another place. And then in Miami, you have like 7th Ave, and there's this other avenue that I can't remember right now. But the point of the matter is, what you want to do is you want to Google whatever city and state you're in and type in your city and state with fashion district at the end of it, or wholesale district at the end of it. And if you don't live in a major city or state like Atlanta or LA or Miami, think about the major city that's within your state and search that, and then just plan like a weekend trip or something to that city, you know, spend 2 nights there, and you can literally walk away with your items in your hand without having to wait for the delay of shipping. Now, some things you will have to pre-order, but just imagine going in and getting to feel the clothing, talk to an actual live person, and get all of your questions answered. That is what going to a fashion district can do for you. And then number 4 is basically like the fashion district, but making it virtual. And this is, you want to utilize what's called fashion marketplaces. So fashion marketplaces does exactly what the fashion district does, which is group a bunch of vendors together, but they provide it to you online where you just have to sign into your account and you are able to access a plethora of vendors. Now, for these fashion marketplaces, a lot of them do have an application process. So you're going to need your reseller's permit. You're going to need to prove that you're a legit business. And sometimes they even ask you to prove that you have purchased from a previous vendor. And so this is actually difficult for a lot of new business owners to prove, because it's like, I'm trying to find a vendor, so how in the world am I gonna tell you that I bought from somebody else? But there is a workaround to this, and I'm actually gonna be sharing that workaround in the video that I'm dropping next, where I'm telling you, you know, tips and tricks and hacks for working with vendors, and where I'm actually name dropping like my favorite vendors. So if you're interested in learning how to work around that requirement, you definitely wanna subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss that video. But anyway, once you get accepted into these marketplaces, you can literally go crazy with the amount of vendors, because some of them host over 1,000 of vendors on their marketplaces. And my favorite 3 marketplaces are Orange Shine, which is the easiest to get into, LA Showroom, and then fashiongo.net. Number 5 is to find your vendors on Instagram or on the internet. And so this is kind of like a duh moment, but think about it, right? Sometimes we tend to just hop to buying a vendor list, or we tend to just hop to Google for everything. And in reality, sometimes you can combine your own clothing with doing a search on Instagram and find a vendor. Because what I realized, especially when I was selling shoes, was that a lot of these manufacturers, they would have an Instagram that they would be on consistently, but they wouldn't take care of their website the same way, or their website would be like a 1-pager. But on their Instagram, they're dropping the new collections, and they had the information on who you need to contact to actually get your wholesale account open. And a good example of this is Kate Robin. So Kate Robin's Instagram is booming, but if you go to their website, it's very like, it doesn't give you as much information as you need, and you honestly have to go through their Instagram to get an account. Now, I don't know if they changed that recently, because this was 2 years ago, but when I wanted to become a Cape Robin retailer, I had to find them on Instagram. Number 6 is to find a textile company or a manufacturer that have like some type of special program. And so for this example specifically, I want to reference someone who I absolutely adore, and her name is Maxie J. And she is one of the only Black female owners of a manufacturing company that I know of, okay? And so she owns Maxi J Textile. Her factory is located out of Istanbul, Turkey, but she actually lives in LA, and she takes people along this journey of first they want to design their own clothes. She gives you like tips and tricks and teaches you how to do that, and then her factory will produce the product for you, and boom, you have a custom line, right? So if you're interested in designing your own clothing and you don't know how, then you definitely want to go and visit Maxi J's profile, because she does have a program, and I believe she's dropping an online webinar version sometime soon. But then she also owns the textile company who guides you through the process. Like, she created that for new business owners or people who are business owners who want to venture out into that custom design route. So that will be perfect for you. Number 7 is you want to look at the large stores that double down. And here's what I mean, right? So there are some major stores out there who sell a mixture of retail and then double down as a wholesaler, all right? And Giddy.com, GiddyOnline.com is a great example of this. So I used to shop at Giddy for all of my club outfits when I was in college, right? And I guess they realized that they had some hot stuff that a lot of people wanted, and they're also in Miami, which they're located close to a fashion district as well. So they decided to start wholesaling some of their products. So if you go to GiddyWholesale.com, I believe it is, you will be able to shop the same thing that they sell on their retail side for a wholesale price. Now, you do have to apply and get accepted, but nonetheless, if there's a major store that you love, check and see if they have a wholesale program, right? And this will usually be located like in the footer. All you have to do is scroll down and see if it says anything about wholesale or do business with us or something like that, and see what it's about. Another site that does this as well is Lovely Wholesale. You can buy stuff from them in bulk, or you can buy stuff from them like one-off, which is like retail style. So just check out your favorite sites and see if they offer a wholesale program. Now, I just shared with you 7 different ways that you can find vendors. And although I didn't just name drop a whole bunch of vendors, if you pay close attention to the tags and to certain things I said, you would have gotten some vendors that you may want to check out yourself. Now, if you are like Chanel, well, I want to hear vendors that you recommend, then you definitely need to hit the subscription button and hit the notification bell, because I am going to be dropping a video like that next, okay? And I'm going to be telling you different hacks that you can use to get custom products and to negotiate with those vendors that you love, all right? So if you are not subscribed to this channel already, go ahead and hit that button right now. If you know somebody who can benefit from this video, make sure that you share this video with them. Share the wealth. Let's all grow together. Let's support each other. Make sure that you are following me on Instagram at The Brand Hustler. You can also follow me on TikTok at The Brand Hustler as well. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what other video topics you want to see, and I will try my best to do them. And other than that, I'm gonna see you later, hustle babes. Bye.